Oh my god. Hello, sorry. We're live with day 3 of our charity event. We're playing Coral Island today and we have some fun incentives for you. We have a wheel spin. We have, hold on, I'll just do this. If you don't know me, I'm Mashimaro. Welcome in. I'm gonna show our incentives and then I'm gonna play the video for you guys. You can't hear Rin because this is my introduction. I'm gonna play this video now. 1 second. It's gonna be about what our charity is for. So there we go. Here, let me mute the music.
He's had hard trials that I feel like a lot of people haven't really experienced. As a little kid, that's gotta be tough.
There's research to demonstrate that play helps healing time, it helps reduce length of stay, it allows them to thrive in an environment when they're faced with adversity.
You should be able to hear it.
The go-karts help make gaming possible inside hospitals. They're portable video game stations that are designed specifically to address the challenges in hospital environment. Each cart is equipped with a lift mechanism,
I hear videos on both
a tray
streams.
for medical equipment,
Do you?
a screen that tilts depending on a patient's
Are they the
situation,
same video,
and
Sharky,
their
or are they
cart
different?
is
Hello, by the
designed
way.
plastics.
Hello, everyone.
They
Hello,
forget about what's happening
Sharky.
in that hospital room. They can use it to distract from a painful procedure. They use it to make the day go by faster.
Different ones? Yeah.
You've just challenged a driver.
Hello, I'm Megan.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Jerome.
I understand you have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I do as well.
Oh my gosh. Or a back brace, stuff like that.
That's pretty similar to me, actually. I have a backpack all the time with my feeding tube, along with metal braces and things. Oh, there's a corner. I suppose what helped me is
Gigi?
to think there's other things about me, not just the fact that I have
Every
this
time I
condition.
start my stream, Gigi starts crying at my chair.
Brilliant idea. A kid cooped up in a hospital room, and a cart comes rolling in with a console on it, and you can.
Okay,
play
I'm gonna go.
games.
Let's make sure he has food and water. I'll be right back.
The use of video and virtual reality software as therapy continues to gain momentum in the medical community.
If I'm not feeling good, I get on Xbox and it gets my mind off things. I've created a community of friends that I get on and I play with every night.
He's had hard trials that I feel like a lot of people haven't really experienced. As a little kid, that's gotta be tough.
There's research to demonstrate that play helps healing time, it helps reduce length of stay, it allows them to thrive in an environment when they're faced with adversity.
Okay. Sorry, this is playing again. If you would like to donate, my donation link is in the panels below. I will also pin it to my chat window real quick. Just give me a second. And then if you would also like to see my incentives and my goals, they are also in the panels below. Exclamation point Coral Island for mine and Rin's incentives. This one. Let's see. You can donate to Mushy's campaign and help fund go-kart gaming setups for kids today. Oh, Shark, that was so quick. What the heck? It's pinned by Shark? Jesus, that was so quick. Thank you, Sharky. You were ready. Okay. Hello! Hello! Yay! Oh, I have that too! Ah! I'm trying to find it. I thought it was like 2 clicks, but it's not apparently. Yay! Hello! Good job. Well done. Okay. Any questions on our incentives or goals, please ask. Hello, Ali. How are you doing? How was your weekend and your week? Sad. Did you get all your loot and put it somewhere? Oh. Right now? Turning off the game. I sent you the link. Thank you so much, Shark. Sharky donated $25 so I would play Final Fantasy. Yes. Well, I did a max of 5 games. I donated 50, so oh my god. Yeah, twice. I guess so, yeah. Yeah, he did do that. Yes. Hello, Gamers Outreach. Hello, welcome. Hello. I'm gonna pull. Yeah. Yeah, we just started. Crazy. Yeah. Let me pull this up.
He's had
This
hard
video, I love
trials
it.
that I feel like a lot of people haven't really experienced. As a little kid, that's got to be tough.
There's research to demonstrate that play helps healing time.
Meowdy.
It helps reduce length of stay. It allows them to thrive in an environment when they're faced with adversity.
The go-karts help make gaming possible inside hospitals. They're portable video game stations that are designed specifically to address the challenges in hospital environments.
This is
Each
so
card is equipped
important
with
to
a lift
me,
mechanism,
like
a tray
being
for
able to
medical
give kids this
equipment, a screen
option.
that tilts
Oh,
depending
Core
on
Island
the patient's
crashed.
situation,
Oopsie.
and the entire cart is manufactured with medical-grade plastics.
They forget about what's happening in that hospital room. They can use it to distract from a painful procedure. They use it to make the day go by faster.
You've just challenged a driver.
Hello, I'm Megan.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Jerome.
I understand you have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I do as well.
Oh my gosh. Or a back brace, stuff like that.
That's pretty similar to me, actually. I have a backpack all the time with my feeding tube, along with metal braces and things. Oh, there's a corner. I suppose what helped me is to think there's other things about me, not just the fact that I have this condition.
That's awesome.
What a novel and brilliant idea. A kid cooped up in a hospital room and a cart comes rolling in with a console on it and you can play games. That's great.
The use of video and virtual reality software as therapy continues to gain momentum in the medical community.
If I'm not feeling good, I get on Xbox and it gets my mind off things. I've created a community of friends that I get on and I play with every night.
Okay. I'm ready for the tier list. I'm gonna move my sticky note. There we go. Can I make this bigger? Shark, what color? Oh, do they? Hmm. Purple. Okay, this wheel is, or not this wheel. This tier list is all the bachelors and bachelorettes. No, 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 no. Oh, Shark. Why are you asking? It's a process, chat. It's a process. I thought it would be a lot easier than it actually is. uh... One moment, I'm gonna hide this. I wonder why Coral Island crashed. You think? Yeah. Yeah. Did it crash for you? Okay, okay. Oopsie. Oh, there it is. There's a sticky note. Yay! We both put you on our ear. I've got it. Oh my gosh, you guys can't hear Ren.
Why not?
They can hear you now. How long has it been? This cuff is so real. Gigi! Gigi! My cat has found a spot on my purse.
Here we go. The tier list.
Yeah! So I haven't played all the way through.
Oh, shoot.
So I don't really know everyone's
based on
full
appearance
personality.
more than personality. Well, I'll tell you what I know, I guess.
Okay, tell me what you know.
But some of them I definitely would not say I've gotten to know super well. Let's try 8. No. I just need the website to be interactable, please. Okay, so the first one is Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
And she likes space and wants to go to space.
Oh.
And she's very attractive.
They're all attractive.
I know, it's a problem. We just put them all in S tier.
I
don't know. I feel like I went through her journey of like trying to become like a real astronaut, and that was pretty cool. I don't feel like we became besties.
Okay. So would you do like A, B?
I'm thinking let's put B just to have a middle ground to start from.
Okay.
Let's put B. Let's put B. Okay, this next girl has a name. Yep.
Oh, wait, hold on. I can open...
What is her name?
I completely
I really
forgot.
like her.
I'll be honest. This next girl has a name.
It's a real quote from Infinite, you're right.
Okay, so this is Alice.
Alice! Duh.
Alice runs a family inn with her twin sister
Yes, she
Suki. She likes discussing unexplained phenomenon which she studied a little back in university.
Yes. I think she's cute.
I think she's very cute.
I became friends with her. I would kiss her.
She spends her days working at the inn and her free time hanging out with friends in town or reading a good book.
Yeah, she likes to read.
She prefers more neutral colors in beige and enjoying rare alone time she can get in between.
Why are they including these details?
I don't know.
That's really funny.
She likes summer. I like her. I think she's very cute and I feel like...
Let's put her in A.
A tier.
A for Alice.
A for Alice. The next
okay,
one...
Next is N. I don't like this guy.
I don't know.
He has a pet duck named Fun Bucket.
Oh, that's cute. That's really cute.
And his duck is sick. But he keeps saying, well, it's not sick. My duck's not sick. I don't need to take my duck to the vet. My duck's fine.
So he's just letting his duck be sick?
I mean, he figures it out eventually. He has like a bit of a character arc. Hi, Joker! And Luna, I didn't say this earlier, but I'm so happy to see you. Hi, I missed you. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, going by that pattern, we'd go B for Ben.
Oh, we didn't put Aaliyah in A. Maybe we should move things around. Hi, DJ. My head pat not working.
Shadow.
I don't know why it wouldn't be working.
That's weird.
I didn't change anything.
He makes me say yes.
Oh, wait. Okay, Ben's 3-heart event. Ben's pet duck is sick. Ben's 4-heart event. Ben's pet duck is still sick.
I told you.
I would put him at C.
Because he doesn't take good care of his
doesn't
pet.
take, yeah. Oh, see ya. Haha, see ya.
C. Tier C for see ya. Okay, the next one is Shame I don't
Chame.
know how you would pronounce that name,
Chame.
but it looks like this, chat. Hi, Jay.
Chame's occupation is lifeguard and athlete.
She's very cool and very hot.
She's very cool. She lives with her house. Wait, she lives with Waku at the observatory. Okay.
Yeah, she does.
I did
They're
not know that.
roommates.
She's blunt and straightforward. I love my women blunt.
I love my women straightforward.
Yeah, because I can look at them better.
Sure. Maybe pronounced kind of like cheap? Cheem? I don't think so. But maybe.
Maybe.
Feel a close attachment to her. I would put her in B.
B?
If that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's fine. The doctor guy. What's his name?
I don't know.
Hold
looks like a
on.
Henry to
I'll
me.
find it. He looks like a Henry.
Looks like a Henry to me.
It's not that one. No.
Well, there must be an alphabetical order, so it probably starts with that girl. The next girl is Emily, so maybe it's D. Derek.
No, Derek is the...
Dexter.
No.
Charles. Charles is Charles.
It's Charles.
Oh, me and Jay came up with it at the same time, which means Jay came up with it before me because there's a lag in the chat. Good job, Jay. I don't care for this guy. I think he's annoying.
He's a local doctor. He uses his free time to catch up with the islanders at the tavern and sometimes just goes around giving medical advice.
He, like, the one thing I remember about him is that he has allergies.
Uh-huh.
And that's the one thing I remember about him.
Yeah, so
Like,
not really a
when I
strong
think of him, I don't go to
personality.
the doctor's office. I don't go to the doctor's office, so I never see him, so I never interact with him.
He now lives with an overgrown frat boy, Scott, for a housemate.
That's
He-
true. Those cutscenes are pretty funny.
Wait,
actually.
hold on. He was
Yeah?
disowned by his parents,
Wait,
worked his
what?
way through medical school, and when he finally thought he got a break by almost marrying the love of his life, Sorrow came running through the door. He caught them cheating, called the wedding off, and has been heartbroken since.
Jeez.
That's so sad.
Bad for him now. It's pronounced chime. Thanks, Allie.
Thank you.
That's pretty. Jesus
Based on
Christ,
looks,
I had
I'm
no
not
idea.
based on looks, I'm not a huge fan, but
No.
I would put him C.
Uh-huh. I would love to put him in C. He's saved from D tier by his tragic backstory.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Most of these people are very attractive, and
Thank you for the head pat, JJ.
his backstory got very dark very fast. Yeah, no kidding! Okay, so next is Emily. She is a baker. And she's cute
Emily.
and nice. I think I like her a little bit less than I like Alice, but more than I like Aaliyah and Chime.
Wait, Emily?
Isn't her name Emily?
No, that's Ava. Ava is her name. EVA. There is a character named Emily. It's they're
it's
one of
it's the girl. It's that one girl.
it's one of the moms.
Yes.
She's
Okay, sorry.
a baker.
Sorry, Ava.
Wait, she's a baker so she could bake us treats.
She could bake us treats, yeah.
Relia, hi. What's going on in here? We're doing a charity event. Our first
Charity
goal was $30. We are doing a tier list.
Yeah, actually, the day in the game just ended. So I imagine I just passed it out. I heard the sound.
Oh no, I'm not even in the game.
Eva? It could be Eva. I don't know.
Eva.
Ava, whatever.
Yeah, Eva. I'll put
It can be
Eva.
pronounced both ways.
Okay,
You
so
have to
she,
ask the person.
yeah,
It's like
she
when you have a
works.
Brianna or a Brianna.
Congrats on meeting your
know?
first goal. Well, our first incentive-ish. Wait, what was your goal
Yeah,
then?
so the goal that we have for this stream was to raise a total of at least $100, in which we
Mhm.
will be playing a crowd control game together,
Mhm.
so that you can mess with us.
Yeah, like you did in Stardew Valley. Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, how you killed me repeatedly.
Hello,
Wasn't that fun?
Dave.
It's
Nice
for
to
the
see you,
kids.
Dave.
It's for the kids, okay? Hi, Dave. I'll do it for the kids.
And if you donate $2, I put a sticky note of you on my model.
Yeah, mine costs $10.
Mine's pretty cheap.
Mashi's is cheaper.
Okay. So, based on the fact that she can
If you
bake us
donate
treats.
if you donate $10, then we name one of our animals in Coral
Ava's
Island after
whole
you.
name is Everest. Yes, the
I
video
actually
told me
think I
her
knew that.
full name. Everest is a
pretty
pretty name.
Let's put her in A tier.
A tier, definitely.
But only because if I do 4, do I get 2 post-it notes, says Dave.
So, no, you only get 1 per person.
Otherwise, she'll be covered up.
Yeah, gotta make room for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm. There has to be room for people. This fundraiser goes on for about at least
It goes
another
on
week.
until the 28th.
Yeah, so it goes on for exactly 1 more week.
Okay, who do we got next here?
I don't remember this guy's name, and I don't care about him at all.
Yeah. Let me look through my list.
F, G. The girl is Leah, so it could be F, G, H, I, J. Kenny. Is it Kenny?
Kenny. This is not helpful.
It's not Kenny?
It is Kenny.
Woo!
Okay, so
I don't really
Kenny.
know anything about this guy.
Okay, I'll read a little description. Kenny has lived on Coral Island his whole life and has fostered close relationship with other islanders. People, animals, trees, spirits from beyond, all of them.
Okay.
His personality is he loves having lunch outdoors, vegan tacos, and cold kombucha.
Okay. That's his
Takes
personality?
He goes to the ranch every day to take care of the animals.
That's more. That's something. I can work with that.
After he's done working for the day, he would head to the local tavern or blacksmith shop and catch up with friends. He likes to snack on edamame and play the flute, and yeah.
Okay.
So he's like outdoorsy, he likes animals.
I appreciate that he likes to take care of the animals.
Yeah, unlike someone.
Unlike some people we know. What do you think? I think I would put him in C tier, but I do think he's better looking.
He is good looking.
These two. So does that mean he goes to B rank?
I would put him in B.
All right, let's put him in B. Okay, next is Leah. She has pink hair, which is normally my type.
Normally. She's a little nicer than Haley.
She's not as mean as Haley, but she's not kind at the beginning. She has a character arc, but she's not attractive enough that I would put in that much effort.
She's a self-employed yoga instructor at the community center. She lives in an old mansion with her dad, Randy, and stepmother, Ling. So she's a rich girl.
She is rich. That is true. mean, she's better looking than the two boys.
That's so funny because her hobby is taking pictures, just like Haley's is.
They just made her the Haley of this game.
Yeah. Her mother is an art dealer who travels the world constantly. Thank you for the hydrate. Her parents are divorced.
Yeah. Thank you for
Um,
Hydrate Joker.
loves to be surrounded by nature, fine arts, and a closet full of designer collections.
I say C rank.
Yeah, I don't
You
really.
can put her in B if you want, though.
No, C's fine.
All right, get in there.
Lily!
Okay.
I love Lily!
Love. So cute.
I love her.
So
She's
nice.
like, she works
So
for
smart.
cybersecurity.
She's good at computers.
Yeah, she likes
She'll
solitude
be
and
your gamer
bonsai.
girlfriend.
Yeah, she will.
Just put her in S tier now and move on.
S tier, absolutely.
This next guy I don't really know much about. He's a rich boy.
Is he a rich boy?
I think he's one from the winery family. You know, the family who owns the big winery.
Do you have a name?
Luke.
Luke.
I'm so good at this.
You are.
Gamer girl gets an immediate S. Well, she's also very cute.
She's very cute and she likes
smart.
to read and she likes solitude and I love her.
And when somebody is like being obnoxious to her, she'll give him a little sass. He's wearing a shirt over his shirt, instant D.
Okay, so Luke, let's see. He does live in a manor and vineyard. He's known for
Yes.
being a foodie and for his tendency to overthink things. You know, I'm already an overthinker myself, so
We don't need that.
I don't know if I need another overthinker in my life.
I don't know if he's bad enough to put him in D rank.
No.
I think C is fine.
C is fine.
If I had to put somebody in D rank, it would maybe be. I can't say the doctor. He has a tragic backstory. Okay, so next is Macy. She's a photographer. And she has a
Macy.
pet lobster.
So she loves wildlife or like sea creatures?
I think she just found a lobster on the beach and wanted it to not die, so she put it in a aquarium and she brings it around in a wagon.
That's funny.
She's cute. And she's very positive.
She likes photography, animals, and nature. She has a rescue lobster, Stefan.
Yeah.
Stefan?
Unclear.
Unclear. She's very pretty.
She is very pretty.
I would put her A?
Works for me.
Oh, the big guy.
This guy's name is Mark.
He's the one who gives us our sword.
He does give us our sword. He works in the animal shelter, but he's also like a little standoffish. He like doesn't want to be friends with me.
He's guarded.
He's guarded. And I'm not going to work for it unless he has red hair and his name March.
Oh, we should do a mystery one next. Fields of mystery,
that'd be
tier
fun.
list. Yeah.
Your mystery tier list. Somebody get your $30 ready.
I
Okay.
personally think B.
B for this guy? I'm okay with that. I don't like how he treats me at the beginning, but he's really good looking.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's Millie.
Millie.
Millie is a little too quirky for my taste.
Okay.
She's like always
She's kind
saying
of
stuff.
mean to the museum guy. I forgot his name.
Oh.
The blonde that like
Yeah,
wants to fix the museum up.
Yeah, I know who he is. I'm thinking of his name. It comes after R but before S. So it's either R or S.
She spends her free time bird watching. Not only does
She works at the library.
she takes good care of the books and
does.
her responsibilities.
Is Mashi sharing screen on Discord? No, I actually am doing the tier list myself also.
No, we're doing it together. So I'm doing it with her. Okay. She helps the mayor with arranging festivals, donations, etc. She loves to restore old books.
Yeah, but she also is like, oh, you're an amazing sparkling sea barnacle. Mashi has a bit of echo. Oh no, you gotta tell me. Do you hear echo, Mashi?
Is it on my? Oh.
It would be on your end because I don't have headphones in.
No, I might not be able to hear it, but because the noise cancellation on Discord, but chat might be able to hear it.
Okay, let me get my headphones.
I think C tier for Millie.
I agree. Oh, shoot.
I had a picture of all the bachelors. Where did it go? It had their names and everything.
You don't need that. I know everyone. I've gotten them right 80% of the time. Okay, let me just... The far away I agree was funny. Thanks, Luna.
Oh,
Turn on
here
the
we
headphones,
go.
that'll help. Would help if I turned them on, you think?
Wait, they don't have the mermaids on this tier list.
Boo.
Boo! We all know the mermaids are S tier.
True. Where's my headphones? Hello? Headphones. Is this anything? No, I don't hear anything. Hello?
Hello. Hello.
It's not registering my headphones. Beep boop. Say something.
Beep beep boop. Banana.
Why not? Why doesn't it like me?
I don't know.
Should I try the other USB port?
When I joined stream, my watch streak was 124. It's still at 124. I don't know.
Maybe it can't go above 124, and you're just the first
No,
person
I
to find
didn't set a limit on it. Shade was at like 170.
Why won't my headphones work?
I don't know.
Let's try turning them off and turning them back on again.
Are they charged?
They're plugged in.
Oh, they're plugged in. Bye, Pride. Oh, hold on one second.
Well, I'll just move my microphone farther away from my speaker, and maybe that will help.
I have to turn on my throwing program.
Okay, we put Millie in C.
Yes, next is Nina.
Nina.
I do not remember anything about Nina.
So she doesn't even show up until summer. She's
Yeah,
a rich
yeah.
girl, but she's a
Oh,
nice
I
rich
remember
girl.
now. Yeah, she showed up. She's friends with Lily.
Yes, they've been friends for like their whole life.
Aside
Thank you,
from
Boo. I think I would put her in A tier.
A tier.
I feel like her beautifulness matches, and she's not S tier for me, so.
Next
Did you want to read about her?
got... Oh, no, it's fine. Next we got Noah.
Noah's really nice. I like him a lot.
Noah's adorable. Noah was born, raised, and settled in Coral Island, a brief departure to Tokyo for university years. Now back in Coral Island, he spends his day running the tavern. So he runs the tavern.
Yeah.
He enjoys long walks, discussing theories of unexplainable phenomenon with Alice, and watching gourmet gelato making show Game of Cones. He comes from a big family of 3 siblings.
Yes.
And he takes care of his mom. I would put A tier.
That sounds like an A to me.
Pablo.
He's very attractive.
Pablo's
I think
very
I would
attractive.
just put him straight into A.
Straight
He's
into
a little
A.
bit of a party boy. That stops him from being S tier for me.
Oh, party boy.
Yeah,
okay, now we got
always,
his
like,
brother, though. His brother.
Yeah, he's not very respectful of how his brother doesn't like the same stuff as him.
Aww.
This brother is a very nice guy.
Raphael. They both run the Smith together. The Smithery.
This guy's nicer.
Yeah, I would rate Raphael an S tier, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, he's my S tier.
Wow.
He's introvert, reserved and quiet, and generally keeps to himself, although he prefers his alone time. He has a small group of close friends he occasionally enjoys hanging out with. He is polite and friendly to strangers, and overall very kind. He enjoys horror as a genre, both reading horror novels and watching horror movies. Yeah, I'm putting him in S tier. You can put him where you want.
Making the same tier list as you.
Mashi, do you know who is the most common version exclusive Pokemon?
Why is this relevant?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Vulpix?
Most common version exclusive Pokemon.
Was that right?
Oh, is it Vulpix? Wow. Yeah, I had no idea.
Let's go, gamer!
Next is Raj.
I like Raj.
He's a coffee connoisseur.
Raj uses they them pronouns.
They run a small coffee shop.
And
oh yeah, they are non-binary. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, the luscious hair, beautiful.
Luscious hair. I'm not super into this person, but I do like them.
I do like them.
I think they fit in our A tier.
A.
Thank you for Hydrate Jay. Okay, then it's the museum guy.
Museum guy, Scott.
Scott. I don't like him. I don't like how he does this. Vulpix is also known for having multiple attempts to give it a baby form. One time it'll finally get through.
What?
I hope so.
I hope that would be so cute.
Nice to see you, Kitsune, by the way. That comment was from YouTube.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so I don't like how this guy is like... Now, his Kickstarter... In his defense, his Kickstarter works. I don't know. I don't like his attitude.
Apparently, after many heartbreaks and not wanting to be known as the town's infamous playboy, Scott moved to Coral Island to start a new life. He enjoys strong coffee, rainy days, and vintage jazz. Hi, Sunny!
B?
B? I thought you would put him lower.
I'll put him in C.
Mashi, your new model is super cute. Thank you, Sunny.
I know, isn't she gorgeous? I want one.
Yeah. Suki.
Suki?
Suki, I think she went... Wait. Suki runs an inn with her twin sister Alice. She's a mom first and everything else comes second. Healthy living is important to her. Oh, what?
She has stretch marks, and I really like that. Anyway, I already put her in S tier.
Okay.
Hi, Void!
Hello, Void!
Follow. Welcome to Rinfination. We have free healthcare.
Welcome in.
Okay. We got a few guys left. I don't remember or care about this man.
Surya.
No clue.
Yeah, let me read a little bit about him. He's a marine biologist who works at the laboratory. Why did I say that? Okay.
The laboratory.
I was thinking about Dexter. He spends his free time hanging out with friends. Like the farmer, Surya is new to the island shortly after he submitted his dissertation. He realized that a fancy degree did not guarantee a job, so he was given the opportunity to join Ling's research project. He was ecstatic. He packed his bags and moved with his uncle and aunt, Joko and Dinda, on the hillside.
Oh,
okay. Nothing really speaks to me other than he's handsome.
Yeah. Put him in B tier with everyone else. At least he didn't leave his duck to die.
Yeah.
This next guy's Theo. I think Theo is very good looking. I never spent much time learning much about Theo, though.
He is very good looking.
He's extremely good looking.
He's a local fisherman. And he plays guitar. On the weekends, he performs.
He plays guitar.
Yeah, on the weekends he performs at Fish and Sips to make a quick buck.
Yeah, that's the bar.
Yep. Personality doesn't have what people call a decent voice, but he does have soul when he performs. Apparently, according to him, that's what's important. He doesn't drink. He loves outdoor cookouts, festivals, camping, and hates traveling. Hates traveling? I love traveling.
Knocks him down a peg for sure.
Oh god, a Dio. A Dio?
A Dio? What do you mean?
I put him in B.
Yeah.
You should play Poople. Well, if you donate $25, I'll play any game you want.
Within reason.
Within reason. If it's like a $80, $70 game, and if it's not appropriate for stream, I will not play it.
Terrence sent you a joke.
One of my earliest childhood memories was visiting the eye doctor and getting my glasses. Everything before that was a blur.
LOL.
Rin, it's been 84 years.
I know, I've been gone. I missed you, Taryn. I went to Japan.
Next is Waku. We're Waku girlies.
We're Waku girlies. I mean, just put him straight to S.
Straight to S tier.
He changes his hair color every season. What more could you want, honestly? And he's like, he likes space. Likes to look at the stars.
Yuri is next.
Takes care of his grandpa. Yuri, I really like a lot too.
I like her too.
I think maybe A for Yuri.
A? Yeah.
And then Zara, I think.
Zara.
I don't know much about her. She
I
seems
don't-
like a B to me.
Zara. She enjoys searching for treasures, gems, artifacts, and buried history. You said A?
I said B.
B? B. There's our tier list. We did it. That's my first tier list I ever did.
Really?
Yep.
I'm shocked. I'm gonna try something with my headphones for a sec. So entertain the people.
Okay. I want to see if I can find a Mystria one, but we'll do it later. I just want to see what's on it. I was thinking if someone donates $30 again, we could either do Stardew Valley tier list, because we both know way more about the NPCs in Stardew Valley. Or we could do a Field of Mystria. All characters. Yeah. Wait, no, this doesn't have my husband.
What?
I found a tier list, but it doesn't have my husband in it.
Hang on a second. I think I got the headphones. What the fuck?
Recent.
It just said it set them up.
Romance. What?
This week's winning lottery numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. How about those odds? That's excellent. Cursed! Hi, thank you for the hydrate. My water bottle is empty. I need somebody to refill it.
Oh, this one has my husband. Okay, so I'm going to save this and send it to Ren, just in case.
Okay, so we can use it.
Yes.
Thank you, Jay. Okay, I'm gonna refill this, and then we'll actually play the game, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Hi, Max.
Norman! Hi, Norman! Hi.
That's Norman?
Yeah. I kept calling Norman Max yesterday, because I forgot he had a different account.
Did you guys know that Rin is exactly 1 Rin tall?
1 Rin tall.
Or am I? Be right back.
Rin is actually 1 Mashi tall. Rin, Mashi, guess what? What? Perhaps chicken butt? Rin is the cutest cutie in Cute Town. Nope, not chicken butt. What? I have no idea. You guys are pretty cool and awesome. Aw, thanks. You're cool and awesome. You're also cute, Mashi. Yeah, you're gonna throw that in there last minute. Pumpkin, hi! Pumpkin. How was your Outlast stream yesterday? Guys, Pumpkin has been loving Outlast. You should go watch Pumpkin stream Outlast. You know I think you're cute. Yeah. Yeah, I know. 2 is just so hard. I keep getting caught. You're not a sneaky. You need to be a sneaky snake. What is this? Hell yeah. Now she is the best puppers around. Alice is rough. Yeah, Alice is pretty disgusting. Like, from what I
Hello?
saw, it's disgusting. No, I literally have to run for my life.
Pumpkin, are you okay?
Well, you wouldn't have to run for your life if you didn't get caught. She's okay. Oh wait, are you okay? Like, is her leg okay, or is she okay in general?
Why? She's running for her life. Is
Oh,
she
it's
okay?
we're talking about a game.
Oh! You couldn't hear Mashi on my Be Right Back screen? No, that's because it's a Be Right Back screen. I don't have it programmed to do Mashi's voice on the Be Right Back stream.
No, we mute when
But I'll keep that in mind. I'm so frustrated about these headphones.
I'm sorry. What's going on with them? They're just not.
It's just like it's not showing up in my list of options. But the little window popped up and said that it installed it. So the computer knows it's there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Anyone know how to fix headphones? Audio issues? Check the drivers.
I don't want to check the drivers.
Check on sounds.
Yeah, that's
right
what I
clicking
did.
the volume icon on the taskbar.
I did that.
Audio issues are a notoriously recurring problem for me, so I can't help. I'm sorry. Usually the plugging in and unplugging helps, or unplugging, plugging back in helps.
Yeah,
But you already did
a
that.
bunch of times. Bluetooth and other devices.
That's too damn bad. Go check. Pumpkin! You donated $10. You get a sticky note and a wheel spin, I think. Do you get a wheel spin?
And an animal named after you.
And an animal named after you. What do you want to be? What do you want to be in our Coral Island game? Do you want to be like a sheep? A goat? Are there goats?
I think we'll have to show them what the options are.
Yeah, we'll show you once we get into the game. Are we in the game?
I am. But I'm at night. It's nighttime. It's like
Okay.
in the transition screen. I'm trying to add a device to my PC.
Maybe goat or sheep would be cool. Okay.
Oh!
Okay.
It probably has another. Well, if it's plugged in, it probably doesn't. It doesn't need the other.
Okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel of doom. Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Let me pull up the wheel.
I figured it out, guys.
You figured out your headset?
The fuck? Hello?
Spicy tteokbokki chip! Let's go! I haven't tried these yet. I got it at a local world market, and I'm so excited to try these. Ugh. Oh my god, it's like that really thick bag that's hard to open.
Okay, I got it working. It had a second USB that needed to be plugged in.
Oh! Oh, these are fun. Oh, these are fun. They look like noodles. I wish I could show you guys.
They look like
Here, you can hear
noodles?
me crunch.
Gosh, look at her chewing. She's so cute.
Hello.
I actually can't hear the chewing because of Discord's sound filters.
Dinky! Hi, Dinky! Pumpkin, thank you for helping the children. I'll get your sticky note right now. I don't
That's
know.
right, everyone.
They're very sweet. I didn't expect these chips to be sweet. It's kind of weird. They're 88 Soul Rosé Tteokbokki snack.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's okay. Put the wheel away.
That's right, folks. We're raising money for charity here today.
I want real tteokbokki. Yeah, me too. It says session not ready.
Okay, sorry. How about now?
The cheesy goodness. Oh, hell yeah. Still not ready.
How about now?
Connecting. Yeah, happy Father's Day, Dinky. It was fun playing
Happy
Repo with
Father's
you
Day.
yesterday. We're loading, we're loading.
All right.
I don't want to tab out. Do we spin the Coral Island wheel or is that higher?
The Coral Island wheel was 20.
20, okay. Damn, why is it taking so long to load? My computer is... Dinky, you subscribed! Thank you!
Wow!
Thank you for subscribing, that's so nice. One day I'll be able to play with my wife. My Coral Island
days.
wife.
Well, I can also quit out of it and try and redo it because
Wait,
I've had it
don't-
running.
Connection
hour.
has been... Yeah, maybe restart your game. I'm gonna restart my game.
Yeah.
And while we do that, I'm gonna open my... Obviously, I'm gonna make Pumpkin a orange sticky note.
Perfect.
Orange... blank.
For anybody who didn't know, we're collecting money for charity today.
Yes.
For Gamers Outreach.
This
They
is
are
Ren's
bringing
first
video
day.
games to kids in hospitals. It's my first day of the VTuber Summer Slam, and my first ever charity stream. And
It's both of our first ever
really?
charity streams. Yeah, I've never done a charity stream before.
Oh, okay. It's our first ever time doing a charity stream, and we also have some incentives to give to you if you donate money to the cause, such as getting a Post-it note stuck to us.
It doesn't look very orangey, but it is orange, I promise.
If we raise a total of $100 today, we are going to play a crowd control game for you so you can murder me repeatedly.
Yes.
Isn't that what you people want? I mean, you could also be nice to me.
Thank you for the $10.
All
You
right!
get a sticky note and you get a wheel spin. Let me spin the wheel.
Let's spin the wheel.
Do, 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 do. Spicy bulldog chip. I've also
Okay.
never tried these before.
All right.
Oh god, they're strong. Oh, okay. Oh, they smell really good actually. They're very chicken. They're chicken carbonara.
Chicken carbonara. But spicy?
They're like yeah, they're spicy. Oh, they're spicy.
Oh no! The spice hit.
Yeah. I'm gonna have fire pooped.
Oh no.
Thank you, Dinky. What color, what color sticky note would you like? We have purple, blue, orange. I feel like you're a purple guy. Yeah,
You're right.
purple. Oh, it has that throat burn. Ugh. I'm so sorry. I will get to Coral Island.
It's totally fine.
There's a lot going on.
I'll tell you guys a story about from when I went to Japan.
Yes, please.
Well, we went to a maid cafe. We actually found one of the maids who's like standing out on the street giving out flyers for her maid cafe. And we were about to go home. I'm home. By home, I mean back to the hotel. But we saw her and we were like, oh, she's pretty cute. Actually, we did want to go to a maid cafe at some point. So maybe we should just go check it out. So I talked to her for a little bit. We were kind of spoken Japanese and English, both very simple. And she took us all the way to the restaurant. She like walked with us and showed us the elevator and stuff. And then we went to the maid cafe and we ordered an amu rice.
Yeah.
And she had a ketchup bottle and she drew on it for us. And we had to make a heart with our hands and say moe moe kyun to make it taste good. And it did taste good. We also got a photo with one of the maids. And I got some cat ears. And we had an ice cream that was shaped like a bunny and it was really cute.
That sounds so fun.
It was pretty fun. It was not very busy there. It was a new location. It's a chain and they hello again. Wait, what? I went to a maid cafe in Japan, JC. It's not a big deal. Also, I saw your question from before. The Post-it notes are a thank you from us to people who have donated to the charity that we're raising money for right now, which is Gamers Outreach, who bring video games to kids who are in hospitals. Give them a little joy. That's what the Post-its are for.
Thank you.
So
and then...
interesting story about the other clientele of the maid cafe. There were like 2 or 3 single middle-aged men. There was one middle-aged woman. They were all alone. And then also one family, a mom and a dad and a child. Like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old child at the maid cafe.
Huh.
That was weird. Oh, and if you paid extra, they would do a dance for you. They would like do a stage performance.
Fun.
I didn't pay
How much extra?
Too much. The food was already so expensive. So, like, very expensive. And you also have to pay even just to sit in there. And if you stay there for longer than an hour, they charge you again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was like, we're eating and we're getting out. I'm not staying for more than an hour. But the food was good and we had fun and I liked how the maids talked to me, pretended that they wanted to be my friend. They were very cute. And apparently at this maid cafe, if you do something, there's a way to get a better outfit, like an ultimate maid outfit. And then if you earn that, then you get to wear the ultimate maid outfit around. So there's one girl who was wearing like a super special maid outfit.
That's cute. Super special.
Yeah, it was like kind of like an idol costume. It was very pretty and fun. How you doing over there?
Well, I'm in the game.
That's a good start.
In the lobby. The game's kind of going. Oh, okay. I think it's catching up. I see you and me.
Okay.
Wait, I don't want to go back to the title. Select character. There we go. Okay, hello.
We're in business? Yay! Hopefully it rained yesterday too, because we just left the game open the whole day.
I'm sure it's fine.
Well, the crops grew.
Yeah.
So it's definitely fine.
We got melons.
Alright. Got some stuff to sell here. We need bronze quality fruit. That's
yeah,
what the blueberries are for, baby!
Yeah.
Nice!
Do we have to keep fertilizing them, or?
Not anymore. Coconuts!
Oh. Transfer, how do I... Z.
It's thunderstorming in the air.
Actually set up all night last night. Didn't go to bed until 7 a.m.
Oh my
Bruh! Were you studying? Were you studying? Were you studying?
What are you studying for?
Medical coding.
I did not know that. JC on YouTube says, how much was the average cost of food at the Maid Cafe? I really don't remember.
What did we do?
But I would say we probably had to spend like $50 on $20 worth of food. Something like that. But also in Japan, food is just really cheap. So when I finished my budget spreadsheet after we got back, food was like the smallest category. Did you rip any Pokemon cards? No? No, I did not? Open packs? No, I did not. Oh, I can't take my tool back. Yes. Welcome back.
Okay, I'm back. Welcome back, baby. Just had our first blowout. Oh my goodness.
What? Got her hair
baby. Huh? No, they're a baby.
Oh, a diaper blowout.
Yeah, diaper.
I understand. Well, congratulations. That's a milestone.
Salute to the good soldier.
For real. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. That's her gift to you.
Yep.
Real. I'm so sorry.
It'll be worth it. Probably.
Surely. Oh, fish taco gives me fishing preference for proficiency.
I'm making coconut jelly.
I have so much crap. Ooh.
Me too.
Free the water giant. What are other goals?
That's a question.
All my cousin ate was blueberries, and she had a blowout, and it was like a Grimace was murdered all over the carpet. Oh my
gross!
God.
Grimace!
Not
Are you enjoying
Grimace.
summer so? How are you enjoying summer so far? I mean, this is a little sad to say, but I kind of get bored. And
Get
then I
bored?
get depressed. Yeah.
Aww. Usually it's like people in winter that they get like
Well, I get
winter
depressed in winter too. Well, actually, I'm just depressed all the time is the thing, but
Aww.
In summers I don't work. So it's like, what do I do all day? I played video games all day and I felt terrible. So like,
Well, you have your summer job, I thought.
I do. It
Does
was a
that make it
holiday
a little
on Friday,
better?
so I couldn't.
Oh.
What do you do for summer? Wait for you all to get back. Darn, it was too late to get my net. I was too slow. Yeah, so on Friday it was a holiday, so I couldn't work. So hopefully Monday I'll feel a bit better. I'm trying to make a scrapbook, a slideshow of my trip to Japan so I can show it to all my friends. But it's like so much work.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make it look cute. It's so much work. You're happy school's over for a while? You deserve that. I'm happy for
Did
you.
not mean to do that. I dumped all my stuff in this chest.
It's okay. That's the problem I ran into. Bryn, we should do a co-work of prepping Japan slideshow. I mean, I have to do it tomorrow because tomorrow night is a phone call with some friends. So are you available tomorrow during the day? Ooh, yummy. Thanks, Mom. Not nice for calling you dead. But nice for the biscuits.
Marionberry jam, yum.
I've never had that.
Me either. It sounds good though.
I got a cat sit and work. Sorry. What the hell am I doing?
What are you doing?
Donated to the museum, not donated to the...
Well, this
Not donated to the goddess.
This scarecrow
It's an
covers so
extra
much
long blackberry.
ground.
Oh, I had no idea.
I'm getting rid of the ugly scarecrows and replacing it with cute ones.
Support this decision. Oh, I can teleport. I can teleport. Jump up superstar.
Yeah. The lo-fi version.
Oh, cute! Back to the farm.
I think
Ren likes that song.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I danced to it at my wedding.
It was
We
Music
choreographed
Box.
the
Yes,
dance to it.
Music Box.
I also forgot some of the moves, so that was a little embarrassing.
But did you have fun?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Don't worry, Rin, it was so cute. It makes me feel more self-conscious about it.
Wait, silver star fruit? Or bronze
What
star
about it?
fruit? What do we need to
Bronze.
donate? Okay.
We need to sell bronze.
Oh, yeah, not donate. We have tomatoes in here and they're considered a fruit.
We have enough blueberries that we're already gonna meet it.
Oh, okay.
Don't be, it was fun. Yeah, fun for you to laugh at me. Your wedding's probably the one I've been to I've had the most fun at. Thank you. I did put a lot of effort into that. We had bowling at my wedding. It was intended to be a fun time.
That's cute.
I think everybody had fun.
I bowled a lot when I was a kid. Because that was all there was to do at the town I lived in, was bowl
Oh, really?
and
Wow.
go to the skating rink.
I'm not particularly attached to bowling in any way. It was just an option for a venue, and it seemed fun. And I was right, because it was fun.
Nice. Bedtime.
Bedtime. It's bedtime. Time to go to bed. Hooray! We got through the whole day and no one made us spin the wheel.
I gave Raphael a melon and now he's my friend.
Good work!
I've always wanted
so
my
comfortable.
wedding to be on a farmstead with a haunted corn maze, big costume party with apple bobbing, and people threw candy instead of rice. I want to come.
Yeah, me too. I just put it in the chat. Can I come?
Oh, Emma wants 2 papayas. Are these
Open
papaya
germs of plant
trees?
report. You also have to give Walter a hibiscus. Are we growing hibiscuses?
Are those
Yay, we can
forgeable?
come! Oh, they might be.
I have the double crop perk.
Double crop perk.
Yeah.
That you get double crops? Nice.
Yeah. A chance to get double crops. Oh yeah, hibiscus is forageable? Yes, we have 3.
Oh. Well, then I guess I should go give one to Walter. What am I waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? I got a fish out of the garbage and it was like, you caught a bluegill.
Yeah, it shows you that now. Is that like a new update or something? I don't remember seeing
I mean,
that.
the game did just have an update.
Oh, really?
It was called like the Waves and Kisses update, or like Oceans and Kisses update, or something like that. Because they made 2 more characters romanceable.
Okay.
And they're mermaids. Wait until 9 a.m.? Oh my gosh. Guess I'll fish.
Do we have to water these trees every day?
No. Oh, yes. Yes, I believe we do. I should have watered the plants. I don't know. I forgot about watering them.
It's okay. We got it.
I fished up some trash and it went...
I didn't hear what you said.
I fished up some trash.
Uh-huh, and what did it do?
A sound played. It went... Wah, 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 wah. Except way louder.
Wah, 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 wah.
Like, hey, whoa! Catch anything good, says the mayor.
Whoa,
I
cutscene.
caught garbage.
Hey there, just the person I was hoping to see. Good morning. Good morning. We were just talking about you. Join us for some tea? I'd love to join you. I'm gearing up for a
I
new
caught a
project.
giant
use your
snake
help.
head.
Ooh, wow.
What would it
What
take
would
to
it
catch
take?
a Rin and Mashi? What do you mean? What would it take?
Some treats. We're looking to expand the local section of the store with fresh animal products, but there's a catch. I need eggs and milk to get it started.
Oh, aminals.
Aminals. I didn't pet the chickens. I'm in. Be happy. What's in it for me?
We can get a cow and name it Pumpkin? Who are we naming that animal after?
Pumpkin wanted to be a sheep or a goat.
I don't know if we can get that yet.
Name it Laramie.
No.
Why Laramie?
I can't say name an animal after
I can be a cow. Milk
you
me.
and then name it something that's not your name. Okay, we just gotta ship eggs and milk now.
It's a
It's
beautiful name.
Is it?
If you have a son, will their name be Laramie?
Process all items.
We'll need 10 eggs and 5 bottles of milk. I'll start gathering those. Place the items in your shipping bin. Okay. Sounds good. Is that the... What the hell?
What?
Is that Lightning McQueen emote?
Oh my god, it is Lightning McQueen.
I'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's like Germany, but I'm dyslexic and flipped the L and J.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
Ow.
I feel like the music
I've
is
actually
so
never watched
loud
that
on
movie
my
all the way through.
end.
Well, she had me cracking up last night. Well, she is hilarious.
I did. What did I do?
Very silly goose. Yeah, what'd she say?
I screamed a lot.
Well, she's fun to hang out with. Facts.
I love you guys. You're so nice.
Facts. It's so hard to collab lately. Just busy.
Oh, yeah.
No. No. Sorry.
Can't believe that was our first collab in forever. I mean, yeah, we played Super Battle Golf together. Coral Tall Kaya Jam.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's made out of coconuts.
Oh. Do you want to sell it?
Yeah.
That was 3 months ago. Yeah, that was a while ago.
No. I want to pick up my tool. Oh, you don't pick up the net from here. I'm a dingus.
We need a barn before we can get sheep.
Okay. Which means we need money.
I need money.
Okay, let's get rid of some of this stuff here.
We got... Can I pin this recipe, please? Oh, it's only 3,000. Where's my pen? For a short collab. Shark is awesome.
True.
Barn. You guys are all awesome. I had a lot of fun playing Repo.
What's Dinky Smooth like?
I need 200. He's dinky.
Oh.
They're cool. 200 wood, 100 stone.
Okay.
5 bronze
And?
bars.
Okay.
And 10 fiber. And 3,000 gold.
We have 3,000 gold right now.
We do. I can
Just
get
go
all
get
that stuff, and Dinky is
go
pretty
get some
smooth.
bronze. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
JJ was making Dinky's reactive, and man, did that guy look smooth.
Okay, now I need to go down to the beach. To get my net.
Can I split 100 of these? I'm using all our wood. All our wood is gone.
That's what our wood is for. Whoa, there's something sparkling in this store, in the box of coconuts.
Oh.
I got a whole coconut drink.
Unfortunately, we do not have any bronze.
I got the recipe for a coconut drink.
Nice. I think we need
Okay,
like
I'll
a
go get some
mixer or
bronze.
something for that. Oh, we need, yeah, we have 4 bronze bars. We need 5.
Smooth ah hell
Smooth
shoddy.
hell. Hell. What?
Hell makes more sense, I guess.
I can't take my chickens outside. It says it's late.
Pretty. Hell.
Hell.
1 melon for Brie. Give Walter a hibiscus. Where was I going?
Oh, did I upgrade my
thank you, Luna.
pickaxe before we...
Here's my tail.
Did I do a axe upgrade?
Probably.
Pickaxe. Pickaxe, pickaxe. We unlocked most of the teleporting things now.
The cutscene's happening. It's a child. Hello, child. Oh, UFO, thank you. I don't know why they're not working. Everything's turned on.
Oh, I seem to have lost my...
Hi, Archie, what are you doing? I'm busy. I'm collecting rocks. Like this one, it looks like a butt.
Oh, I have to offer this
Okay.
to the goddess.
That sure was a cutscene. About a rock that looked like a butt. Okay. I'm gonna listen more closely and watch the stream properly because I need the cozy vibes from having just finished part of a horror game. Yeah. Chill here for a bit before you go to sleep, Luna.
What horror game?
Horror game were you playing, Luna? Paper Lily.
Is it like a pixel one? Like a RPG horror one? RPG Maker, I guess it's called.
Hollow Sunny.
More so RPG Maker, yeah, on Steam. Prologue and Chapter 1 are free. Oh,
I see.
that's cool. I love the RPG Maker games. I think my favorite was, wasn't there one called, like, Crooked Man?
Crooked Man?
Mm-hmm.
Copper. Prologue isn't too scary.
Till Chapter 1 gets there. Ooh.
Okay. Thank you for the warning.
I played Cat in the Box, on stream a while ago, and I got a terrible ending for that one.
What happened?
I don't want to spoil it, because it's worth playing,
Oh, okay.
but...
Good point.
Wait, Undertale's an RPG Maker game? I mean, I guess that
Really?
makes sense, but...
I really don't know that much about the genre.
Hello?
Or the medium. Where's Rock Domino? Yeah, take me down
It's
like
Game
I'm Rock
Maker,
Domino.
not RPG Maker. Ah, okay.
Okay.
Are you in the mine?
Yeah. Looking for copper. I found a little bit. Now I need to find some stairs. One of the questions on my mock exam. 40-year-old patient... the 4-year-old patient visits the pediatrician to have a Lego removed from his left nostril. What CPT code is reported? I don't know.
What's the answer?
Code XDD? That can't be it.
No, don't worry. Oh, I got you. I got you.
Sayo,
thanks.
thank you for the donation.
Sayo!
Thank you.
Hi, Sayo!
I'm gonna make you a post-it note. And we gotta name an animal after them.
What animal would you like to be? We got chickens, ducks, sheep, cows. Hello, hello.
You're cool, Rin. No, you're cool. But why won't it show me?
I can
What
be
color
sheep too,
post-it
by
note
the
to
way. I'll be a chicken. Okay.
Okay. The chicken can go, buck, buck, say ow! Buck, buck, say ow! What color post-it note do you want, Sayo? I have black, blue, green, cyan, orange, pink, purple, red, white, and yellow. Of course it's okay. If it wasn't okay, I wouldn't have had you to pick one. I need to use a different program that lets me use a bigger font.
Do you wanna...
What?
It's bedtime.
Oh.
Just teleport home real quick.
Uh-oh.
I don't want you to pass out.
Okay. I was in like the longest level ever.
Wait,
the spiraling one.
Oh no, not that one.
What's wrong?
Our stamina regenerates if we lay in bed.
It does.
Did not know that.
I don't think I've ever actually done that in the game. Hi, Sugar!
Hi, Sugar!
Sugar, it's charity stream time. We're raising
Charity
money to bring video games to
stream.
kids in hospitals.
Yeah. She helped me with my sticky note. And my goals. Well,
Oh, nice.
my my long-term goals.
Yap. Sleep. Wish I could
I
donate.
know.
It's okay. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, that's not the right time to donate. Hydrate Nights, hi! Oh, I don't know why my headpad's not working, but thank you. I really can't figure out why that isn't going. Watching stream helps. Yeah! Okay, what was I doing? I was making a post-it note.
For sale.
Yeah!
A blue one. $500 dono, and Sugar will offer her voice for 30-minute ASMR video.
$15? What's giving you HEIC?
What the hell is an HEIC file?
It's a type of file.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Apple's
Okay, well.
fancy JPEG that isn't like other JPEGs. Apple? Ew.
Yeah. If I take pictures off my phone, sometimes they're in that format.
1,500 photos to convert.
Also, someone help me? What do you need? I spent $15 on a smoothie? Yum!
Like a protein smoothie?
I'm not like other JPEGs. I'm worse.
Hi, Electric. I'm so tired of this problem.
I'm sorry.
I want...
Healthy food!
I want that Growlithe. Guys, should I get winds or waves?
We don't even know which one is going to have what yet.
Yeah, I'm waiting until the legendaries are revealed.
Yeah, definitely. 3,300? Well, there you go. Now you know.
30300. Are you supposed to, like, remember all of these, or are you gonna have some kind of, like, book with you while you work?
That's a good question. Woo! It's about learning how to use the resources. I understand. You've been here the entire time playing Ranch Simulator. Is it fun? Did you like it? Tell me about it. I like simulators.
Shark, you caught the Growlithe.
Do you want to do our break now?
Oh, is it that time already?
4:25.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, guys. Well, we have to take our break for dinner.
Yeah, we usually
leave the stream up,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't want to leave it up this time in case.
Oh no! Raid! Hello, everybody!
Hello!
Oh my god, hi! Hello, I'm Mashy, and this is Rinfinite! We were about to go do our break. You were playing Headliners. Psyche! Welcome in, Classic.
Welcome! We're streaming
Psyche.
for charity today.
Psyche. Is that Psyche? Is that it? Psyche VT. Hello. How was Headliners? Were you also raising money for charity? I love that model. They're on the
They're on
team
the team
too. Yay!
Thank you. I knew the username looked familiar.
I wanted to show some support to another one of the... Yes! I appreciate it so much. We are almost to 200 for our goal. If we get to 200, chat chooses my next emote for me.
Wow. How many donations did you get today, Mashi?
We've gotten 2.
How much dollars have you gotten
20.
today? 20? And I have 40. So if we had 40 more dollars, then we have to play crowd control again.
Yeah.
Oh, Machi's model is more like defined. Yes, she got a new model.
Yeah, new Mashi, who dis? Okay, Rin, you could go ahead and take your break. I'll be a second.
Yeah, why don't you hang out here for a bit? Sorry, what?
Crowd control was fun though for chat.
Oh, it'll be at least 20 minutes. We can play another day, Mashi.
Okay.
Crowd control was fun for chat. I would do it for the kids.
1 second. Let me be right back.
Little pause. She's being right back. Psyche. Got it.
Psyche.
Psyche.
Well, welcome in.
What if I just want to call you Psy? Then what?
You can call me Mashi. Mashi or Mashi. Okay, you can unpause the game.
Okay. You can call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for dinner.
Dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit.
What about Psych?
Luna does like giving nicknames.
Did you get bronze?
23? Wait, I have in my inventory torn page 23.
Huh?
Read it. Don't go to the forest at night. The cemetery has a ghost.
And
or
we
maybe
all
even
have
many ghosts.
have been having an awesome time with Stream and Charity.
Yeah!
I'm having fun with it.
Me
I'm glad
too.
I can collab with people I haven't collabed with before.
It's definitely nice to meet some of these new people, especially since some of them we met in person recently.
Yeah.
That's been pretty fun. The cemetery has ghosts is what that piece of paper said.
What? What does this do?
What does this button do?
What does this do? Hold on. Stand still for a second whenever you're done with the chest.
Okay.
I didn't know we could do that. That's so cute.
I wonder if it's been added in the new update.
That is so cute.
What?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Try again. Cries, hi.
does not want to interact with you.
I do. I didn't mean to click that.
Does not want to interact with you.
Yes. Wow, Maji, what the heck?
I'm gonna invite you to hang out.
Hang
Let's
out?
go to the... Yeah. We're going on a date.
Cute. Mashi ignores chatters nowadays? Shit, SMH. What do you mean? No, I would never ignore you guys. Why is there 2 of me?
I only see one of you.
Now there's 1 of me, but there was 2 of me just a second. Oh, there's 2 of me again.
What? Maybe it's a little glitched.
Oh my god! If I'm over here, then who's that over there?
What?
I'll just have
Well,
to show
anyway,
you whenever.
That was a date.
That was a date. Thanks for taking me to the fish shop.
Yeah, I took you to get a coconut drink. I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be out on the beach. That was not made clear to me. I should be offended, but I'm not. Play by Rin. Classic. What?
Look under your chair. You got a mashie. You get a
You get a
mashie.
mashie!
Everyone gets a mashie. You get a mashie. I love that.
Where's the teleporter? Here.
Oh, wait, that's fine.
Also, hi, Dragon Star. How are you?
How are you?
Infinite.
Okay, so in 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, it's like probably 15 minutes right now. Or after this day, whatever. We usually keep our stream up.
Yes.
But this
And do
time,
words
since
on
it's
screen.
but this time since it's a charity event, we don't want to miss anything, so we are gonna end
Yeah.
stream and then we're gonna come back in like an hour,
Yeah.
30 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour.
However long you need.
However long I need to make my dinner. I'm making butter
There you
chicken
go.
tonight with rice.
Ooh, yum. I
The
love butter
rice
chicken.
itself, we ready now? Yes, probably.
Yeah, we will.
The rice takes like 45 minutes. The other stuff will not take that long.
You could start the rice.
I can't start the rice currently.
Why not?
Because I have to rinse it. I could.
see. What was I doing? Why am I here? What's this game again?
It's Coral Island.
Oh. I'm gonna go get some bronze. You
Gotta
do have to
wash
wash
your
your
rice.
rice. That's true. I mean, if you want it to be good.
I
mean,
have
guess
a
rice is good no matter what, but if
in
you want it
my
to be
rice
really good.
cooker. Perfection.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Nya, 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 nya. Hello, nya.
I got a cutscene.
You did?
And there's a hand with this, with Scott. Yes, it's Yuri.
Yes! We're kissing right now.
We hugged. Rashi rice depends on what you want to do with it. I want to eat it.
Really? I mean, I guess if you're putting it into a sock to make, like a heating pad, then you probably don't need to wash it. Shark is so knowledgeable about rice.
Are you making rice wine? No, I'm making rice to eat.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Pivot! Oh, this is us in repo yesterday. Stop saying pivot! The sofa's not moving! Just one more try. Pivot! Alright, shoot. It really won't budge. Mashi, from your perspective down there, what do you think? Have you
Use your
considered just
hips.
pivoting one more time? I think
It
it's
worked
stuck.
in-
We should try a different approach. Try lifting it a little higher. If we should just call the moving company.
Yes, probably.
You don't wash your rice for paella or risotto. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, no, you're right. For risotto, I don't wash the rice. The pivot scene reminded me of when me and Mr. Rin were bringing a treadmill down to our basement.
Yeah.
That was very hazardous.
Oh no.
It was pretty bad.
Oh no. Did you guys get hurt?
Nobody got
no?
hurt.
Okay, nobody got hurt. I'm gonna
There is
wash my rice for risotto. Better watch out. Oh my goodness.
Rest, you rebel. You won't get arrested. You'll just have to remember the mafia is Italian for a reason.
What? What does that
What?
mean? It's so ominous.
I guess risotto is an Italian dish? Maybe? Okay.
Wait. Did I not
Wait,
get
what?
my... I tried to put... I processed a fossil, but I didn't get anything else from it.
Sometimes it just gives you, like, dirt.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I wash all my rice because I wash every vegetable. Rice is not a vegetable. Rice is not a vegetable.
That's what someone told me. Oh my god.
Cressy.
Someone also told you that they're on the sugar diet, so...
Diet where they eat only sugar?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Sign me up. My kind of diet. How's Cutie Cressy? Hopefully good. No. Does Doki Doki Literature Club fighting game?
Huh?
Like a beat 'em up? Rin, what does ranch taste like? It tastes like ranch. You can't describe what ranch tastes like.
It tastes like creamy
It's a
and...
little creamy and tangy.
Yeah, I would say tangy.
Also, hi Noxie.
Hi, Nox.
See, I went to Japan. Masha being extra cute. She got a new model. Isn't it amazing? The sugar diet person had the worst hypertension I ever saw. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the new model is
Model
very
very
cute. Your new model is very cute. I like your alternate colors. I was lurking in your stream. 5 stream streets.
Hi, Noxie.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I love
It's
it.
like Street Fighter and Smash Bros. Wow. Remember to send Noxie my picture of me in a kimono. Yeah, you should run. It's like a bajillion. It's like a bajillion o'clock in where you're at. I was gonna say a bajillion degrees. That doesn't make any sense. Good night. Take care, lovely beanies. You too. I love to look at Cress's model. You can just tell how much work she put into it, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's really beautiful. Did you ever donate those or give those hibiscus away?
No.
I still can't find my pickaxe.
That's not good. Isn't there a way that you can look for your tools?
I don't know. I thought there was. Am I not in the right bed? Ren's home. Mashi's home.
Try watching the TV. Wouldn't be on the TV, would it?
No, it's usually like when you try to go to sleep, it'll say like...
Do you want help finding your shit that you lost?
Did I actually put it in the fridge? I did not.
It could have happened. Take care of Cat. Okay. See you later. Bye, Onyata. Good night, Luna. We'll be up coraling our island.
Who up coraling their island?
Pet, 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 pet. Since we're gonna end stream, maybe I'll be able to fix my head pet.
Oh, good. Yeah, you could do that.
Well, we'll see. Like I'm rock diamond now. Come on, I'm just looking for copper here. I think we're actually gonna give up on watching The Sopranos after season 2.
Really?
It's too depressing.
So what are you gonna watch instead? Did you pick yet?
I don't know. The discussion will happen tomorrow.
The discussion.
Yeah. It's just so horrible. Like, I had a hard time when I was a kid watching, like, That's So Raven, because she just kept making terrible decisions.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Even though she knew what was gonna happen, she did it anyway. And it's kind of like that in The Sopranos.
Yeah. What do I do? I don't have a pickaxe anymore.
Can you buy a new one? I'll look into it on the break.
Yeah.
I think I got enough bronze for what we need, though. Oh, there's a ton here. Besties, I gotta run too. I love you. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Cress.
Do you see somebody we could raid to, Mashi?
Let me go ahead and go into the bed, and then I will.
Okay, I'll meet you there. Wink.
Wink, wink.
Meet Whoopsie.
UTSS.
Okay,
Let me check the
let's put
server
this-
to see if any of our team is on. I know Zom is.
Okay.
Zom knows. Who else? Void, Munashi.
Okay. I mean,
Gourmet
whichever is fine.
Soda, Spoopy Ricotta.
A lot of people.
Oh! Okay. Which one do you think?
Said Zom first. I vote for Zom.
I did say Zom first. Okay. They're playing Pragmata.
Sounds great. Just donated my butterfly real quick. Now we'll log out. So we're going to raid you out to somebody else who's on the Soul Patrol team for the fundraiser, guys. But we'll be back in like an hour-ish. Maybe more, maybe less. Maybe more.
Maybe more.
Maybe less.
The main thing I gotta wait for is my rice. Do we have a raid message?
Soul Patrol. Soul Patrol. Raid. Put some sun emojis in it.
Okay.
There.
Okay. We'll see you again.
Yeah,
Don't
we'll see you again in a bit, okay?
Tune back in.
Don't forget about me.
Don't
Bye,
forget about
Onyata.
us. Bye bye.